What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another review video. Big shout out goes out to Andsky for reaching out to me and asking me to review one of their e-bikes. This is the T8 Core model. This is a sweet looking medium sized e-bike, and just for size comparison, I am 5'8", and this is what I look like on this bike. Just to give you an idea, as far as the suspension, it's okay, nothing too crazy. Of course, we're going to test all of that. In this review, I'm going to go over everything there is to know about this e-bike. I'm going to talk about the specs. I'm going to do a speed test, a brake test. I'm going to ride around and talk about the riding experience. And as an added bonus, we're going to take it on a little mini off-road trail that I have over here, because I am at the world-famous VoltedAdventures testing grounds. There will be chapters down below, so feel free to skip around to whatever part is of interest to you. But first, let's get started with the specs. So this is the Andsky T8 Core electric bike. It features a 1000 watt, 1500 watt peak hub motor in the rear, coupled with a 48 volts, 16 amp hour battery. Andsky claims that this should give you a range between 45 and 60 miles depending on riding mode and riding conditions, of course. We got 20-inch by 4-inch fat tires, coupled with mechanical brakes with 160mm rotors. This bike also features a front suspension fork as well as a rear shock for a smooth, comfortable ride. We have Shimano 7-speed with the Shimano derailleur. We have a fairly large, comfortable seat, as well as passenger pegs. That is unique. In the front of the bike, we have a decently bright headlight as well as turn signals. That is nice. And in the rear of the bike, we have a tail light with turn signals as well as an active brake light. That is super important. The total weight of this bike is 99 pounds with the max load capacity of 350 pounds. And up on the handlebars, we have our rear brake, our Shimano gear changer, a standby button, as well as our mode selector. In the center, we have a huge color display with all of the information you'll need. And on the left side, we have our front brake, our headlight switch, our turn signal switches, and a horn. And that is pretty much it for the spec. Now, as far as the price of this thing, it is currently going for $849. But I will have a discount code for you guys as always, so make sure to check that out in the description along with a link if you're interested in this bike. Now, as far as first impressions, so far I love the design of this thing. It is a medium-sized bike. I did review a different e-bike on my channel a couple weeks back that looks very, very similar to this. It was in a white color, but it was a bit smaller. This one is a little bit taller, but it's still not like a full-size e-bike. It's a medium-sized e-bike, I call it, and I love that form factor. Now, some other things that stick out to me, obviously just having that nice headlight in the front and those turn signals. That is always good to have, and I really like that. And this little touch over here of these passenger pegs, very cool to have. You never know when you need them. If you don't want them, you can actually remove them and get rid of them completely, so that's cool. The last thing that is really cool about this bike is it comes with these keys right here. There are two of them. I got one right here, and it's pretty much an alarm and a quick start remote, which is really nice. Now, starting procedure, there is an on-off button for the battery. That has to be on, and once we do that, you hit this middle button twice. The bike will make that noise and turn right on, and it's ready to go. Pretty sweet to have, and then you can just turn it off. Really nice. Now, once we have the bike on, we have these two switches over here, the on-off switch and the mode selector switch. The on-off switch is more like a standby switch. If we turn it on the off position, then the bike won't go even though it's on. So gotta make sure it's on. And then we have 1, 2, and 3 for our modes. We'll go into mode number 3. Now, this bike is supposed to hit 28 miles an hour. We're gonna GPS verify that right now. I got my GPS app reset, put that in my pocket for safety, and let's see what kind of speed we can hit. Now, right off, it's pretty gradual start. Nothing too crazy, but he gets up to speed fairly quick. Bike is showing 28 already, 29, 30, 31, and it seems like we hit the top speed on this thing. I'm just gonna keep on going a little bit more to give my GPS enough time to catch up, and we'll stop. Let's check what our GPS is showing. And our GPS, oh man, look at that, exactly 28 miles an hour. Perfect. That is very good to see. Now the bike did show 31 point whatever, and a lot of the times, you know, I've reviewed a lot of these e-bikes and scooters. A lot of the times what the screen shows is not exactly what's happening, but I'm very happy to see that at least we hit the advertised speed, which is 28 miles an hour. That is really nice. And that was our speed test. Alright, now let's go ahead with our brake test. Now, a couple things before we start. One is these are mechanical brakes, and they can be adjusted to give them more bite or less bite. I did not touch mine. That's how they came out the box. We'll see how they perform. Second thing is these are brand new, and they're only going to get better and better with time as they bed themselves in, so keep that in mind. We're gonna run this test twice and let's see what happens. There's a bush coming up to the right. Gonna hit both brakes in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see. The brakes stopped pretty good. They did not lock the wheel, and we're looking at an estimated 20 to 25 feet or so, about 25 feet. Let's run it one more time for science sake and see what we get. Now these could be adjusted a little bit more to my taste. I would probably give them a bit more bite. Alright, second attempt, and let's see what happens. By the way, as far as speed, we're getting up to speed pretty good. So bike is showing about 28, 29, stopping. Ooh, it did lock at the end. Yeah, these can definitely have a bit more bite. As far as the distance, if I'm not mistaken, it looks about the same. These can probably have a bit more bite to them, and they'll perform better. But regardless, pretty decent result. And that was our brake test. Now, as far as riding experience of this thing, I love the geometry of this thing, and I love the size, the form factor, really nice. You can carve over here pretty well. These tires are really nice. As far as the suspension and stuff, we're gonna test that, of course, in our off-road section, but it's doing okay on this road right here. And obviously it's better than not having anything, but it is a generic fork in the front, so just heads up on that. Now let's see our turnability on this thing. It is a pretty small e-bike. Oh my god, yeah. Amazing turnability. Really good. Very stable as well. When you get up to speed, which it does get up to speed fairly quick, it does have a decent amount of power. The bike itself and the frame is pretty sturdy. Oh, it's kind of windy, it's throwing me all over the place, but the frame and the bike is straight as an arrow. Really nice to see. It's not all over the place, you know what I mean? And again, as far as the power, it definitely has the power. You could definitely have some fun on this thing. It doesn't yank you back when you're hitting the throttle. It's kind of gradual in the beginning, but it gets up to speed fairly quick. I like that. I also like having the 1, 2, 3 buttons over here for quick access. You don't have to like double tap a button and you're not sure if you hit it or not, and you just know 1, 2, 3. Pretty good. Now it seems that the throttle is connected to these speed modes, so it's not separated. If you were in mode 1 and you're holding the throttle all the way down, it will stop at the speed of mode 1. Another thing is this bike has cruise control, so when you hold down the throttle for, I believe it's about 5 or 6 seconds, it turns on cruise control, and beautiful. You don't have to keep on holding the throttle to go. Obviously it gets disconnected when you hit the brakes, so that's a really cool feature that I personally like. especially if you got like a long haul, long road. You don't want to constantly be holding this thing. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So about 7 seconds or so, and it turns on and you can just go. Pretty good. I like that. Now let's test our off-road capabilities and suspension over here. Hopefully that wouldn't be a problem. There's a dude over there enjoying his day. So far, so good. Oh, we got that. Something's in my helmet, but we got that cruise control turned on, and we are flying over here. Flying. Ooh, I gotta slow down. Oh man, damn, this section overgrew. We got our first uphill too, and it did that with no problem. Just so you guys know, if you've never watched my channel before, this trail is very bumpy, lots of ups and downs, and it is not as smooth as it looks on camera. That's for sure, but we handled this part with no problem. And I gotta give this bike props because it's not really meant as an off-roader. It's not meant for that. This is probably a bike you want to take riding around the neighborhood, going to get some snacks, maybe riding on a boardwalk, things like that. That's what I see this bike more for, not as an off-roader. But let's see how it did. I always like to stop and assess the situation over here to see how the bike held up to the off-road section. I mainly check the headset, which headset looks fine. Tires look fine. Yeah. Nothing is loose. Everything looks great. Alright, and that was really fun to review. I had a blast. I love these types of frames. They always make the bike look so nice and it rides really well. But now let's do things I like, things I don't like, and is this a good value for money? And we'll also score this bike. So things I like, obviously I already said it, the frame, the looks of this thing, the form factor, the size I really like. The seat is very comfortable as well and will probably get better with time, so I like that. I also love this screen right here. Now this is an iPhone 15 Pro Max, and the screen is as tall as this phone and a bit wider, just to give you a size idea. Insane screen, the biggest screen I've ever seen on these bikes. I really like that. I love having the turn signals in the front and that headlight, turn signals in the back, active brake light, amazing. The battery on this thing is very decent, and the power is actually really good on this thing, so I like all of those things. I also really like the passenger pegs. Cool option. Now the seat, I don't know if it could fit 2 people or not, to be honest with you, but just having that option there is nice to have. Now things I don't like, and I always try to find at least one thing I don't like with my reviews, just to kind of be, you know, fair or as truthful as I could be. The one thing I truly don't like about this bike is this kickstand. Now it's a metal kickstand, which is nicer than what you typically get, but it just acts weird. I don't know if it needs to like time to break in or what. It's just I don't know. Personally, I don't like it. I know it's a weird thing to not like, but I don't like that. The other thing, and it's not really I don't like, it's more of I wish it had, is just I wish it had better suspension and hydraulic brakes. If this thing had better suspension and hydraulic brakes, it would be perfect. And that is pretty much it for the things I don't like. This bike is really nice. Now, is this thing good value for money or not? For $849 plus the discount I can give you guys, again, link in the description and the discount code in the description, it's good value for money. I wouldn't say it's great. If for that price it had hydraulic brakes and not even an upgraded suspension, just the same suspension but hydraulic brakes, I'd say it's a beautiful, perfect value for money. But because it has mechanical brakes and very mediocre suspension, for $849 it's an okay value for money. Now, what is the score that I'm giving this bike? Which, by the way, is a new thing I'm starting to do on the channel. We're going to give them a score. I give this bike a 7.5 out of 10 is what I'm giving this bike. 7.5 out of 10 I think is fair. If this thing had hydraulic brakes and better suspension, it would get a 9 out of 10. Now, I'm pretty sure I was able to go over everything there is to know about this bike, but in case I missed anything, please leave it in the comments section. I'll do my best to answer. If I was able to provide you guys with any type of value, I'd highly appreciate it if you left a like on this video. That helps me out a lot, and it's free for you. If you want to see more of these reviews, and there are plenty more coming, definitely hit that subscribe button. But that is pretty much it for me, guys. My name's Tom. This has been the Andsky T8 Core electric bike review. I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.